This is your eye-opener music beat. I'm Mike Adam, hanging out with the man, the myth, the legend, Marc
really?
Summers.
Hey, how are you?
You like that intro, huh?
It's a little weird to be called that, but thank you.
No, man, you have a very awesome career, and I kind of want to start at the beginning. I've been wanting to ask you this for quite some time. You kind of were multitasking at the beginning. You were doing comedy, you were doing radio. How did that all translate into TV eventually?
Always wanted to be on television. I grew up watching Johnny Carson. That pigeon almost hit you right in the face.
It did. I would have tried to keep going as a true broadcaster would, I guess.
And they're all over the place. You know, the goal was always to take over Johnny Carson's spot, as many of the young comics in the 70s who came to LA tried to do. So it was a natural transition. Getting on television was the hard part, because back in the day when I wanted to do game and talk television in 1973 when I moved to Los Angeles, it was Bob Barker and Gene Rayburn and guys who were much older than me, and they kept telling me, come back when you have gray hair and wrinkles. And then fast forward the tape, Nickelodeon happens, and in many ways, Double Dare and a young host changed that whole look. And now everybody, you know, you got Seacrest, you got Carson Daly, you got all those guys.
Speaking of Double Dare, you did that for, what was it, 7 years?
86 to 94 was the first run, and then we did some specials for a couple of years.
Was there ever a point, I mean, that's a long stretch, were you ever like, God, I just need to get out of here?
Yeah, honestly, I mean, I ended up doing it for 8 years on the road. And so, yeah, when you're in your early to mid-40s, you can't keep throwing green liquids at 11-year-olds. And I wanted to move on, but I was kind of typecast, and it was a little scary at the time.
Yeah, and you did eventually make the jump. I mean, you went from that to food-based shows, which is kind of an interesting move. I mean, was that always a passion you had, or
no?
How did that...
I was out of work for a while. Basically, I was on the bench for about a year and a half doing nothing. And the lady who had fired me at Lifetime became the head of programming at Food Network. And I called her up and I said, Judy, I will pay you to get me back on television.
Wow.
And she gave me a show called It's a Surprise, about surprise parties. Surprise was nobody was watching. But that evolved into Unwrapped, and it's now the longest running show on the Food Network.
Marc Summers, thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate it.
And you're a good interviewer, my friend, and you do your homework, and I am really impressed with your talents.
That means a lot to me coming from you. Thank you so much.
Good luck to you, man.